Hey guys, Crystal and Shadow here, back with Medium, and this time it's Doctor's Orders.
Alright, it's the one I've been waiting for, and it was not what I expected, but still very good. I don't know what I was expecting, to be fair, but man, this was still fun and good.
Well, he had been whispering to a butcher for a while, but he knew Allison would dream about it, so he distracted her, tried to get her in jail.
Which is a genius plan, except why did he gloat to her? If he didn't appear to her in a jail cell, they never would have figured it out in time.
Even if he didn't appear in the jail cell, when, the husband still called Scanlan to say, hey, my daughter's talking about a guy with a British accent who walked through the wall.
Yes, but still, that wouldn't have clued them in fast enough to figure out that the girl was at the butcher's. She needed to have the dream about the guy at the butcher's, which she wouldn't have if he didn't appear in that jail cell.
No, even before that, she had been dreaming about the butcher.
True, but she didn't know when and where it would happen.
True, it wasn't until he gloated that he said, it's tonight, I better go.
Exactly. If he didn't gloat and say that, he could have gotten away with one more. The guy still would have gotten caught and still would have went to jail and still would have ended up in the same situation as the last guy. But otherwise, still an enjoyable villain because it's an episode with an actual villain.
Yep.
This is what this show needs from time to time. Thank God, I just wish it would happen more than once a season. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I
enjoyed this episode. I absolutely loved the fact that he was a clever villain. Man, that was good. And I loved how it all set up. I loved and I love here's the thing. Usually I hate episodes where you start with something and we flash back. But I really enjoyed it because it played out as a mystery because you were wondering what happened. But and even when you knew what happened, it makes you realize, because that's the thing. As soon as I realized what happened to Allison, I still enjoyed it because I realized, of course, that makes perfect sense. It's a perfect mislead.
Yeah, because at first she has a vision where she walks into the house, she sees blood on the window, and she finds Ariel on the couch with the dad who's a doctor nearby. But it turns out she bumped into the window, her nose was just bleeding, so the boy said, it's all right, my dad's a doctor, he'll help.
Exactly. So he had the most genius setup. He knew how to put everything in place. His only mistake was gloating. He had set her off in exactly the direction she wanted to. She would have ended up in jail too.
I know. He made sure Ariel would go to the house. He made sure that Allison knew where Ariel was so she'd get caught.
And if she didn't fix the crime that had happened, she wouldn't have been easily able to say, it was mistaken identity on why she decided to go after the guy. So then it would have made it even harder for her to have a reason for the charges to be dropped.
Yeah.
So, he not only helped her get saved, he not only helped her save the girl, but he also helped her get back out of jail.
I know. We're lucky that father is a nice enough guy. Once they explained, I thought you were a bad guy hurting my daughter. Then...
Well, no, but he also was able to because she could point it to crime and say, I thought you were this guy.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing, though. So if the villain didn't let her know about that crime, he would have gotten away with it, and she would have still been pressed with charges. She wouldn't have ended up in prison, most likely, but still.
Yeah, would have been hard for her to work for the district attorney with assault on her record.
True. That would have completely hindered. Exactly. Even if she wouldn't have been in prison, but it would have completely hindered her career. And odds are, but in terms of him, she most likely would have been charged with a fine and possibly a restraining order. But other than that, I imagine no serious charges.
Yeah.
But still, there's a good chance she wouldn't have been able to stay at the district attorney's office, especially because it would be hard to. Because sure, the DA and Scanlan would believe her, but nobody else was, so higher-ups would still say what's going on here. And they'd still have to fire her, even though he'd probably believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Even if she did get fired, she's still friends with Davalos and Scanlan. She could still call Scanlan and say, hey, I know this.
I was kind of thinking that a handful of episodes ago when we had the election episode, I knew he wouldn't be not re-elected, but I thought how cool it would be if, he was fired But then we still have to solve crimes, but we aren't able to lean on him being DA. We have to kind of do it off the record. That would have been a cool twist, but
I mean, Scanlan's still a police officer.
yeah, but still, it would have been so cool to have that kind of plot twist and have to work off that. But oh well, I absolutely love this episode. Unfortunately, I know for a fact he doesn't come back.
Yeah.
No reason why he can't. Although, to be fair, why doesn't he just go somewhere else? And that's probably what he does. I mean, think about it. Why did he do this in the first place? Surely you might think he's smart enough to get her out of the way, but why doesn't he just go somewhere else? Is his ghost cursed to be stuck in Phoenix? Or can he go anywhere? If he can go anywhere, then why doesn't he just go somewhere else?
I don't know.
And it's also interesting because, last time, it seemed like he was inhabiting the people and doing it on their behalf. So it came across as cognitive dissonance. But this time, the guy was clearly of sound mind, but had him physically in the room. Well, not physically, he was there, not possessing.
Urging him on.
Yeah. Whereas, in the previous episode, it seems like he possesses and does the thing, and then the guys think they're crazy.
No, he's always been urging them on.
No, I kind of always... Because he was able to possess the one guy in the prison cell.
Yeah.
So I took it of, okay, you're able to possess people. So I figured he possesses people, does the act, and then they think they've gone crazy. Which is why they all end up in mental asylums. Exactly. So, but instead, this time he just talks to them rather than just being there.
Maybe it depends how sensitive they are, whether he can control them or just urge them on.
That's true. But
in this world, some people are more sensitive than others. Some people aren't at all. Some people are like Allison. Some people are sensitive enough that the ghost can completely control them.
True. Well, that's it. But if he can control people, why doesn't he just control Allison? It's one thing to frame her for assault. Why doesn't he frame her for something far worse?
Maybe she's not sensitive or not weak enough for him to do that.
True. Although, like I said last episode, I almost thought it would have been cool if that was foreshadowing of something that could happen. Because that's a bit like last episode, but that wasn't strong enough to actually make her do stuff, only kind of.
Yeah.
Still, absolutely loved it. I'm still going to give it a 9. I mean, sure, he's a dumb villain for making that one mistake, but he was still a clever villain, and he's the only villain we've had in this whole show.
Yeah, I'll go 9.
I'm giving it a 9 as well. What's the next episode called?
It is called... I almost forgot. That's right, it's called Raising Cain.
Raising Cain? That sounds like a familiar... That sounds familiar.
It's a phrase that means something, but I'm not sure
I know,
what.
that's why it sounds familiar. But I have no idea why.
And I don't remember what it was.
I'm sure I've heard the phrase somewhere, but I can't remember what it means. Oh well, what happens next episode? Yeah, probably something uneventful and forgetful. We can't pull off 2 miracles in a row. This will probably be the only amazing episode in the season. Or maybe not.
Maybe.
We'll have to see. I suppose. Oh well.
We'll see.
We'll see indeed. We'll see you next time for more medium and other things as well.
See you next time, guys.